Hey, everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Lance Zerline. You can hear us mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you can get all our content here at SportsMap HOU. On Paul George's podcast. Now, is this a little strange? Is this something new? A guy who is actually playing in the league has a podcast and is talking with other players in the league. Am I behind here?
Well, we've seen it actually in football, so you are behind a little bit, but it is strange. It's very strange where two guys who are two of the best players on their teams just get together and kick it on a podcast. No big deal.
It's weird. And you're having guys from other teams on. Alfred Şengün was on with, and he said that James Harden told him he was proud of him. PG said he felt like that was Harden passing the torch to Şengün. Is this Şengün's team now?
I think it's Udoka's team. I don't think a player has earned the right yet. I think they're strong enough at head coach and not experienced enough anywhere else that I think it's probably Fred VanVleet and Udoka's team right now. But then eventually it may pass over to the younger guys. But I think they didn't do enough to establish, like, there wasn't enough leadership and winning to establish this being, I don't feel like at least, Alperen's team necessarily. This still feels like Ime Udoka's team. I don't think we're at a – and frankly, that's what's needed. I don't need it for it to be – I know what you're asking, but the Rockets have been a players' team forever since James came. For the first time, hey, let's have it be a coach's team, mold the team kind of in the face of the coach, and then eventually that star will arise. And clearly, he's the guy that I think is going to become
and
that
a veteran
star.
team with VanVleet, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Alperen's learning, and Alperen's doing a great job of learning. He's been fantastic. There's no question about that. But when Alperen was, one of the main cogs last year, they were terrible. So the biggest difference is Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, and they brought a different culture there, along with Ime Udoka. Hey, and Ime ain't scared to tell you, come sit right here. He told Jabari that early in the season, and he told Jalen that. And since then, we had a video about Jalen last week. Listen, Jalen wasn't playing well, and we're going to say it if he's not playing well. Sorry, he wasn't playing well. He's playing a little bit better now. He actually is, and so is Jabari. How much more confident do you think those guys are, or how much is the holding them accountable really responsible for them being better?
I think it's everything. Don't you? I mean, that's the standard now. What's the standard you set, and what's the main thing? And I think another thing that Alperen Şengün said on the podcast with Paul George is, he kind of learned that you could still have fun after losses with the Rockets team previously. And this year he said he's getting back to wait, it's not supposed to be fun after losses. You're not supposed to be having fun after losses. And so I think just getting the focus on the right, don't you think that's everything is the accountability has changed the way you approach from the time you come in the door to the time you leave, and maybe even in between that. Don't you think that's been the biggest difference with the Rockets beside adding veterans?
Absolutely. I think that one of the things is you talked about having fun. You know what's fun? Winning.
It's really fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you win or you lose, last year with Stephen Silas, it was, and the year before, it was, we're just going to have fun. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. No. Winning is fun, and losing isn't. So let's win, and let's have fun that way.
Don't learn to lose. Alperen was learning to – that's what people talk about when they said you learn to lose and you learn what it's like to lose and you're okay with it. That's what was happening with the Rockets. Şengün just told you that on a podcast with another NBA player. In a weird way, they're doing podcasts together, but whatever. We've already discussed that. But it's better to learn to win as opposed to be okay with losing, because that creates a losing culture.
Absolutely. And you know what? Ime Udoka is creating a winning culture. Way to go, Ime.